ALGS.
Yeah, unfortunate for them, of course, that late game circle ending down there. They take that southern spot in launch site, and they just hold for the entirety of the game. They really had no impetus to move when you do have the center of the zone. And get the +9 at the very least, along with the +2 and the kill points that they got. So that's just game number 1 for them. They can keep that up. It's still good signs for them. Remember, it's the top 3 that place into the money here for the 10K that we've got on the line as we head into game number 2. We get to see a good idea of where everyone's dropping. Muffin's already starting off with the purple armor, but it looks like 303 now are getting challenged over here at Train, but they do have the advantage. They're able to get the knock and the kill onto Stunny. So they'll be able to pick that one up against Era. It's going to be the 3v2 if they can find where the rest of this squad is.
Stunny, though, going down early is not a great sign, as he's definitely the player that tries to play the most aggressively that we've seen so far, already deciding to play spoiler on 303. Now the rest of the team may very well be in retreat, especially after being scanned by Calphon. The problem is, out of Train Yard, there aren't a whole lot of places that you can run to.
We do have them splitting up, one going over towards that tunnel, and I believe there's still one on the roof. So if they're not careful about it, they do hear him. They do see the Bloodhound scan as well. And so this team, Era, is still completely split up right now. 303 are trying to regroup, and they do have the jump pad now. They're going to go ahead and full send it on to whoever's up here, as Escape took a lot of damage throughout all of that, but hey, he's going to be left alone in 1v3, and we'll get finished off. That's going to be Tech to go down. So 303 will be able to pick up the +2, maybe the +3 very shortly here. Calphon did take a lot of damage, but they've got the angles, they've got the high ground along with that flank, forcing out that bubble. We'll be able to secure this thirst very shortly here. Now it's about trying to finish this off quicker than really what they're doing right now, because it's a rotation time. We might see NRG actually rotating in here very shortly, and so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, this is when you need to start just giving that up, letting the squad continue to live, if in name only, because the fact is that Era aren't going to get a lot done right now, but 303 still have a lot to lose. They're still looking for those top 3 spots, and they've already got 2 kills that will get them pretty far, but the loot just is not there just yet. Sticks going hunting, not gonna find anybody, and should group up with the rest of his team here. Prepare for the early rotation that you'd just mentioned, as that's where 303 are going to be challenged next, and by squads that are much better prepared.
NRG, we see why they didn't come in for the rotate here through Train. The ring pulling down south, west, all the way onto the corner of Thermal Station. They already got one knock onto G2. You got the right-hand flank coming out from Nathan as well. Got them cornered up, and G2 losing out of Resulta. They will go down very shortly. It's all up to Designful, I believe. Don't know where he's at, but he's got to be very nearby. We'll see if NRG can finish him off. Don't really see anyone else coming in for the third party, so NRG will have the time to try and clean that one up. But right now, we still have 20 teams left, but they are 2 very damaged squads. Oh, I think they spotted him.
Oh, yeah, Nathan knows where he is. This is the power of that Bloodhound, to be able to hunt you down. See if they end up going for it, though, as it would be a bit of a committal into an area that you really can't push out of. Gonna choose to play it safe. See if there are any other squads around for now, as TSM find themselves in a fight, burning some of their utility. They've got a nice and easily defensible position right now, but always fighting in Fragment is so difficult.
They've got the chip on their shoulder up against Cloud9. They do lose out on 2 already. It's going to be a 1v2, though. Imperial Howl, with no armor left, will fall this time around. It's going to be Cloud9 picking up the win, but we know the third parties will come fast and heavy. This is a different squad. It's not going to be CLG this time. It's going to be Team Pringles as they clean up Cloud9, but here comes the 4th party. We'll see who this one is showing up to the party. No, it was actually just knocked as the final player there. So Team Pringles will take out Cloud9. And what is going on here? Why is TSM just pushing Cloud9 in basically, you know, the last 2 games?
This is something that we started seeing just, I believe it was Game 7 of ALGS, which is where Cloud9 really decided that playing Edge was best. They kept running sort of face first into TSM, and it seems like this time worked out for them, at least temporarily. Of course, Pringles now the ultimate benefactors. They're rocketing one of their members to the kill leader, which is a nice place to be at, especially when so many of your points can come from the kills. CLG, though, as we cut back to them, are still looking to finish off a few kills here, maybe take that title away. I'm Madness has plenty of time alone, it appears, and burn through the shield, and that is, who is that?
He burned through half his ammo to
Lazarus.
get through that knock shield. That's huge. Getting that gold helmet for the Gibraltar here onto Lou. CLG now starting to make their way on in. This is another southern zone, so this might be another opportunity for CLG to play the edge. You can see that in the second circle, they're just on the edge here. They can play this choke, and we've seen how strong these chokes can be for the thermal sights. Here it is. Designful was able to find a small pocket to work off of. He's going to be on that Revenant here on the Tomcat Ratcam. And so you'll be able to climb out of this, I believe, with the Revenant passive. But we'll see how much NRG, keep an eye out here. We do have a lot of teams showing up. MSP have made their way into the bottom right corner. You can see as well, XSET are here. So 3 squads have taken up that back corner of Thermal. We'll see if the ring continues to pull down here or if it continues to pull on over towards Thermal proper.
At the moment, it is going to be Team Intel, though, that are playing with their food a little bit, trying to get a little bit of poke down onto NRG, who are otherwise holding down that last member of G2. They've got this rock over here that you wouldn't think is a great spot for cover, but more often than not does end up getting used as a sort of temporary shelter for teams without a home, without a building. Sticks. Still poking his head out with that G7, just looking for that little bit of shield energy, because right now still sitting on white shields is going to make any sort of serious fight very, very difficult for this squad. And they got to look out for their backs as well, because we saw other teams rotating in, and they could get pinched very, very quickly.
Yeah, I'm surprised they were able to get this position over squads like Renegades and such who are dropping over at Tree, or even Team Timmy. And so I would like to see the overall map to see where everyone is right now. You can see Space Station Gaming are playing the pipelines on the western side of Thermal Station. Very frequent ending. As you can see, Zaniles is just setting up jump pads just in case to get another one up. And there you have it. You can see there are still squads that are playing around on the edges, but it is Team Timmy that's playing the choke on the Tree side. And it looks like Farmer Lucas and company are on the other side of Tree as well. Renegades have taken position on the top of that thermal tower now as Team Razor are playing the northern choke here. Team's trying to come down from the western edge, and Team Razor will be able to hold this down for now. We have a better look at the ring. It is pulling away from that corner that we saw a lot of squads playing. And so the team that was inside the pipeline will be pretty happy to see this one.
Yeah, you're going to be able to clean up a lot of kills on the rotation. Razor, I believe, staring down, I believe it was CLG at the minute, who were camped up top here, throwing down the jump pads. Right now, in a little bit of a difficult spot, we got a drone scoping out the area. I'm still waiting for G2 to go down, though. I always have hope for these last couple squads. As it is, Lonely Fans definitely having hope that they can make this push work. Do have one member pinned down there. Wonder which squad they're going up against, but grenades come out, going to force them back. Bubble comes out as well, so this is a full retreat away from Lonely Founds, and Kumsky is having none of it.
The defensive bombardment has been used, though, and so they're going to try and hold the angle for now, but Lonely Fans getting very aggressive. It was Lazarus on the other side as Hundreds does go down. They'll be able to thirst him off, and of course that squad has backed away. Lonely Fans is not going to chase after this one. Too many teams in the area for them. They still have Beast Hunt running, though, so they can just scan up and watch their back, but just holding this high ground position can be strong for them. There's another squad inside the choke just to the west of them as well. So they'll be able to hold this position for now. We'll see. It does look like things have slowed down quite a bit here in the second round, but we might have some more action taking place just to the west. You can see the defensive bombardment going down.
Yeah, Lonely Fans definitely spot that out and want to see if they can get a push here, because they do have the Octane with the ability to quickly engage. You can see, though, Mercy picking up a kill there. in the kill feed are going to be looking for a little bit more as RNG actually find a fight of their own. Liquid maybe searching for an angle as well, as Nocturnal has a very nice spot to try and get some poke down, level up his shield to that red, finds himself a fight, and we'll call the rest of the team over, see if they can make the most of this, because being stuck in that truck is not a nice way to go.
Yeah, they're just playing at range, though. As you can see, double purples for Team Liquid right now. Nocturnal, along with Flanker, looking to try to find some additional damage, get that red evo for themselves. They are playing a composition that wants to get to the late game. They've got a lot of utility, and right now they're handing around the gold helmets. Nocturnal has it for the time being, as they did use that Valkyrie ultimate for their rotation here to try and cut off one squad. As we stick around over here at Hot Springs, it doesn't look like Liquid want to commit to anything. And this is a composition that you want to make it to the late game. You want to make sure that your big boys got the red armors for themselves. And so they're just going to back away from this one and slow things down just a bit. We'll see if they find any more squads in the area. Maybe if they find critical damage, they can try to go for it. But that was a big shot onto Nocturnal. And so he's going to have to turn tail, hit that Phoenix kit, slow things down just a bit. Muffins keeping an eye on the northwest side, but they should be relatively safe here. Nothing really should break out in terms of action on this side of the ring.
And this is a relatively slow zone, and that's exactly feeding into what you were talking about, the sort of scaling with the comp. Although, I do want to say that the ring that they're actually pulling to isn't the best for Valkyrie Caustic, who do tend to excel in being able to rest high ground, and in the southwest part of the zone, high ground isn't nearly as ubiquitous. It's not nearly as important as we might get in, say, Lava City, where it's likely the thing that makes or breaks you the game. And so, definitely hoping that they can get the most out of that. Looks like Designful has gone on a little bit of a foray himself. Finally seeing some Revenant action, but he's going to retreat right back to where he was, hanging out here with the Revenant passive, playing for as much time as he can, looking for a few cheeky knocks. But Liquid, they make their way in. Time for this squad to test its mettle. He's only got so much to lay claim to.
They do clear the LZ and are able to make it down now. As you can see, the ring continuing to pull into Thermal to the western side here. We'll find out in a minute 30, well, about 2.5 minutes actually, exactly where this ends. But Team Liquid, they need some more cover here. You can see that there was a port, or is a port, just in front of them in the blue bin. So this is a little bit scary for them. They do pop down that bubble to reset and get some heals off, but it does look like they will be able to make it safely into the circle for now. But not much cover to work with. Still a very vulnerable spot. They're going to have to throw down barrels here. If they can, quite possibly, hand over that gold helmet to Flanker. And now they're moving their way on over to the platform. They'll play underneath here in the lava. But it looks like Team Timmy are getting pushed on the south side of Thermal. And as Timmy's been cracked, the prize gets the first knock. Lonely Fans losing out on 1 and 2. And that's going to be them going down. Team Timmy picking things up here. A slower start for them, but they do get the KP at the very least. Now, as the defensive bombardment has gone down, they've gotten their shields basically up to full, but Nicewing gets cracked again. This time around, it's Space Station Gaming going to fight up against Team Razor, and they'll be able to clean that one up. But the scans come out. Here's the third party coming out from NRG, and the NRG should be able to pick this up easily here, and Sweet should be able to back away to the rest of his squad.
To clean up nice and simple for NRG, who also aren't having that high of a kill game ever since the beginning there, where they had some nice pushes, weren't able to really find a way into more kills because they were playing this time zone as opposed to the edge. So holding down this building, maybe hoping to clean up a few more in that end game, are going to be still playing the patience game, as I believe we still got G2 in the corner. You know, the little X factor that I think worth noting always has never said die and still can be a little bit of a thorn in the side of NRG, especially when that's the only person who is contesting their backside. Otherwise, NRG, very, very strong position as the circle going to be closing in. We'll see if they end up keeping that god spot towards the last ring.
Yeah, we got round 3 closing right now, and we do have 15 squads, but you know that one of them is damaged, and that was going to be Era getting finished off. So we're now down to 14 here. One other squad is damaged, does seem like, as NRG are just holding so much ground in this circle. It's insane. how much they're getting away with. They've got the armor swaps as well. A lot of utility back here. For a squad that made an early rotate, having all these death boxes is such a huge godsend for NRG. The ring continuing to pull down to the south now, and we see why the teams moved early on. And so NRG in a beautiful spot. They can play gatekeeper and play center zone here in zone number 4. We'll see if they can pick up additional kills. MSP themselves, or Team Intel, do find some kills on the south side of the zone as Cherish did go down. And so this is going to be the major threat for NRG, the constant threat of Team Intel being able to push in as CLG find themselves in a fight. 303 do take out Lou as he's starting to bleed out now. Teflon trying to get the thirst here, but he's not going to be able to secure this. It's Team Liquid coming in for the third party. 303 actually do clutch that one up. Teflon stays alive. He gets the armor swap for himself. CLG, excuse me, number 1 in the lobby, has gone down without even hitting top 10. This is going to be a huge moment for the rest of the lobby to try and catch up to their 31-point game number 1.
Everybody will have seen that now and know that first place is theirs for the taking, should they have the performance that it requires. Renegades holding down the top level of this building do have what I believe to be Charlotte Phoenix right below them. So in danger of being pushed at any moment, but it's such a strong spot to hold only the 3 ways in and out, and they'll be able to hold this one out at least until that next zone closes, because if we look, they are nowhere close to this next ring and need to push into that army that you see in front of you.
303 to their north. They're just going to go ahead and use that jump pad to get to the west a little bit and have priority over other teams. You can see another team was actually shadowing them, moving right behind them in that circle building. You're going to want to try and grief that jump pad that they just threw down. Otherwise, they'll get jumped on themselves. But with 30 seconds left to go, getting beset on all sides, RNG have to be careful on how they hold this angle as they try to walk in. Team Timmy, though, are just going to have to full commit to walking this one in now. Ring at their back. You got the defensive bombardment going down as well, as it doesn't seem like anyone's actually walking in behind them. Timmy throws down that jump pad for themselves, but do see that bubble, but here's a full push out now. Timmy with that thermite out will get one in. Has the bubble down on the other side as well with the EVA 8 on top of Team Liquid. Got the first knock on, so Nocturnal taking out Team Liquid now. Team Timmy once again hitting top 10. We'll see if there's going to be another top finish for them. And they do have some comfort to work with here, but a prize will go down as the defensive bombardment is just pummeling them. Timmy will fall as Team Pop-Tarts, it looks like, will pick that up. And so now Team Pop-Tarts playing here on the eastern side of the zone. Remember, they were ratting it out. Well, Impulsive Drain was in game number 1 now. Things have turned for the better for them as we are now on board with the Pittsburgh Knights. You got that Kraber in the hands of Mercy only as he's trying to find the angle here. Does not get it quite yet, but they're on the northern side of the zone with a minute left to go. They've got to start focusing on trying to find a way in.
They've at least managed to push Sweet out of his spot here, who was camp at the corner for RNGs, retaking a little bit of ground from one of the most dominant squads that we have in the lobby right now. That Kraber is gonna connect as Mercy gets himself a little bit more damage, even forcing a panic bubble from the squad trapped in the corner. Pittsburgh Knights in a very nice spot right now, still outside of zone, but essentially unflankable. Have these entire 22 seconds to plan out how exactly they want to make this push happen, because it's not going to be easy.
Now Team Pop-Tarts holding off Renegades here. They do lose out on one as Pao gets the knock onto Rakanishu, trading back MSP with the third party. Here comes the short port, and at least covers the stairs. I guess it gets some utility, but the instant third party coming out now. They're trying to go for the full push. Arcstar actually connecting and doing some damage there. As it's all up to Impulsive Dream, he will fall. Renegades clean that up, but they lose out on Bowser throughout all of that, and that was their Gibraltar player. We'll see if they have a mobile respawn beacon to try and get him in, but it's going to be hectic to say the least right now, as Renegades still have to walk in with this one. I don't think the building is actually in now. You see X set, you got Team Intel on the south. You've got NRG still alive on the northern side and RNG playing on the eastern edge here. And it looks like the zone might just end right on top of them. We'll find out in just a moment.
Intel and Renegades, though, crucially, are the two squads that find themselves in some of the best positions, having already sat themselves in the third place spot, although it seems like Intel have a very nice handle on where exactly they are, and are waiting for that KP to quite literally walk through the door. Intel have a lot of information sort of for free here through the glass on the top of the roof, and we'll be able to use that for what it is worth. Sticks waiting on the side with the G7 as everybody's playing very calm right now. Only 4 squads left at this early on in the game, and I say early relatively, means that there is not a whole lot of pressure to start a fight until that last circle does start to close.
Yeah. Right now, Renegade's the only team that is currently damaged, playing this one out as a duo. Everyone else full up as a 3. It's going to be Team Intel and XZ basically stacked on top of each other. NRG are going to try and keep an eye on them, but here comes RNG trying to make the full send onto the squad, or just trying to walk this one in or jump this one in, but NRG are prepared for it and should be able to swat that one down without taking too much damage. Nathan has lost about 70 HP on his shield, but they will be able to clean that up. Now we do have the full 3v3 armor swaps here for NRG as well. So this is going to be incredibly strong if they pull that out and throw that on the ground for themselves to try and fight with right now. Playing the Dorito building here as they continue to push up. And again, this is basically the finish for NRG. They've got the other 2 teams stacked on top of each other. It's all about the full send. Team Intel did it to Team Timmy in game number 1. Will they do it to Team NRG in game number 2?
And now, oh my lord, that grenade putting out so much value as well. It's so hard to keep it together, to not push that, but it is already making it so difficult for Team Intel, the last remaining squad that is in that top 3. Bubble gets forced for the reset, and NRG know where everyone is. The defensive bombardment, not going to find any knocks, not even any damage. But as that ring closes, it is surely going to be one heck of a zone. MSP struggling for a way in right now. Trying to get the high ground is Panda, but he's going to be taken right out of the sky, with MetroGo being the last one left standing as it's coming down, right down to it. These last 3 squads, soon to be the last 2.
Yeah, it's just going to be a final 3v3 versus NRG and Exit. We'll see how much longer MSP can survive for, but here comes an EMP. We don't get to see that often, actually destroying the bubble here, but they've already gotten 2 knocks. Klain and Kenny out. It's going to be the 3v1, and NRG will take the win here in game number 2.
And such incredible patience from them there at the end, knowing that they have the best spot in the lobby, throwing out the utility and just waiting for teams like MST to come to them. You saw them get picked off. It was incredible, the closeout that we got, and now they very well may find themselves in the top 3.
Yeah, and really crucially, it was their proactiveness throughout the early game, throughout the mid game. Even though they were able to get to basically center zone early on, they found